Good morning. I am going to just wait a moment so that we can go live on all streams, including our Instagram here. So just give me a second. And I just want to say hi. My name is Michelle Rotel, and we are going to talk about the understanding of cortisol spikes and their impact on weight gain, and really about how women over 40, we confuse a lot of our menopause and our cortisol and our weight gain, kind of blame on menopause. And as we age, there's a lot that happens, but it's not necessarily the menopause that is causing the weight gain. It's all these other hormones and other thoughts and kind of reactions of what our body does that causes the weight gain, or just that the resistance to lose the weight or the resistance to burn the fat that we've usually done. So all of a sudden, and what I hear from most of my clients is, and I just woke up and I was 20 pounds heavier. Well, I don't think you woke up, and I'm not blaming anyone, but I don't think you woke up and you were 20 pounds heavier. Even if it happened within a year, which is extremely fast, there's a process, there's a reason that this happens. And you can go to your doctor, and your doctor's like, it's just your age. It's so frustrating. It is so frustrating. So again, I'm just waiting for the notifications, but my name is Michelle Rotel, and I've been in the fitness industry for over 30, no, not 30, that would make me 60 something. I started when I started when I was like 15 years old. So I'm 53. I just turned 53. I went into menopause when I was in my 30s. I had a hysterectomy. And not necessarily that you need to know all that, but it helps understand that if you have a coach or somebody that understands, it makes it a lot easier to relate to that person, because I have the education, but you can have all the education in the world, but if you don't understand people and their bodies and what's happening, or having those experiences from all of my other clients and working with them as well has been really, really helpful. So anyway, my name is Michelle, and I work with women over 40. I'm 53. And so sometimes I like to say like women over 50, because I don't want people to assume like, wait, is she 40? But some people might think that, and that's awesome, right? But is even between 40 and 50, a lot of things can happen, but the same sort of concept. So everyone goes through these phases. Like I said, I went through mine when I was in my 30s, is blaming our weight gain or our changes in our body on just menopause. So let's talk about that today. So thank you for joining me. Please let me know that you're here, because if I don't get a comment, I can only see eyeballs on Facebook, and then I can see like you joined, but after that I can't see anything. So please feel free to message me privately, or you can add them in the comments as well, and I will get back to you. And so let's first talk about this big M word, the big menopause word. And what happens is our bodies start changing as we get older, and things start slowing down. Now, we can fight that in a way of rebooting our metabolism, or what happens is our body wants to protect it, and this goes into the cortisol side. So when our body feels like it's changing or it's being stressed out, our cortisol increases. Now, were you stressed in your 20s and 30s? Absolutely. Maybe. I don't know. But think of it like stacking, and just like the weight, and I don't mean weight as in like, but stacking of that cortisol. So it's like a little bit isn't going to affect you that much. Quick little fight or flight, not a big deal. Your body, your dopamine goes back down, everything readjusts. But when it's on a constant basis and it never ever gets to relax, our nervous system is in this like massive protection. And so we add that into our menopause that's trying to change and go into that next phase of our lives. Now we have multiple things happening. So just the menopause itself can slow down the process of our proteins. It can help store fat in our bodies. It changes our blood glucose. And so the cortisol in that side of it is saying, hey, let's protect our organs, right? All these things are happening in our organs. So what's going to happen? How do we protect our organs? And where are the most important organs? Our belly, right? In our trunk here. So that's why we gain cortisol belly and menopause belly. But really it's like, I feel it here, but you're gaining it everywhere. Maybe a little less, maybe, you didn't feel it as much in your belly and now all of a sudden you are, and then there's the gut health that makes you feel more bloated. So what we want to try to do is reduce that stress in our body. Doesn't mean I can get rid of your stress at work, right? But how do we deal with those things during the day? How do we deal with them after is how we deal, and our body starts producing things, right? So the goal here is to calm the nervous system down so that we can reduce those cortisol spikes. Like, how do we deal with the stress? How do we calm that nervous system down on a daily basis? Now, we need cortisol. We need it for that fight or flight. And the sun is like way into my eyes right now. So I'm going to just wiggle on over a tiny bit. So I don't know if you can see that it's like, even more in my eyes. Let me shoot this way. Okay, hold on one second. I'm just going to shift myself. Unexpected movement here. So give me a second here. All right. Thank you. So think of it like protecting those organs. So the cortisol is saying, okay, let's hold on to that fat, or let's not burn that sugar so that we can use that as energy for later. Now, maybe you're not expending that energy, or maybe you're like, I'm working out so hard, I'm eating so healthy, but it's different when we are in our 20s and 30s than it is in our 40s and 50s and 60s. So we store that belly fat in order to protect our body. So this goes for men and women, right? So this isn't just cortisol for women only, even though that's the clients that I work with, because there's a connection there. And so the stress of our body wants us to get more energy so that we can store the fat. And so then therefore our brain fog happens. We don't sleep well, right? We're protecting ourselves in a way. And so many other hormones continue to release out of our body, but also we're not burning that fat because it's saying store it in here. And where do we store it? We store it right here. But again, eventually you're going to notice it in your arms. You're going to notice it in your legs. You're going to notice it everywhere because we don't just gain weight in one spot, but there is something called visceral fat. And visceral fat is that layer that is actually unhealthy for our body, like even in a small amount, because it's blocking the movement in our organs, right? So our organs don't work quite the same way, right? Or they're working so hard, and we need that fat to protect it. So how that cortisol spike is impacting that weight gain is how we dealing with our nervous system, the foods that you eat so that you feel satiated, that we're burning the fat and creating energy and increasing our metabolism, are all the things that we do together that I work with my clients with. Because what happens is we start to hit that brain fog. And no matter what, if we don't have the right resources and we don't know the root cause, then we end up going towards sugar. That glucose, our brain needs glucose. We need carbs. So those of you that are trying diet after diet after diet, each time you try a diet, it stresses your body out. The cortisol spikes go up. You might lose weight for a little bit. You're going to gain it back. And maybe not everyone, I'm not saying everybody does, but the reason we gain it back is because we don't learn the root cause, which is the cortisol spikes, the nervous system, and then relating that to the menopause in a way that is affecting our bodies as we age, right? So it's not your age. Like if you go to a doctor and your doctor says, well, you know what? Sorry, lady. Okay. And we're talking to women because we're talking about menopause. Like, sorry, this is just what it's going to be like. It doesn't have to be that. Do not give in to that thought process, because there is no reason that we have to give in to that. But there's also a solution that is deeper than, okay, eat your vegetables, right? And you can Google all you want about get more protein and exercise, but it's so much deeper in the mindset of it, because again, we need to calm the nervous system down. We need to learn how to reduce that stress in our body. And you might be like, I'm not that stressed. I live by a creek. I do yoga all day long. I'm not that stressed. But it's the thoughts that we put into our mind that can cause that stress of like, I'm on a diet. I don't want to look this way. I feel like shit. I'm not sleeping. And it becomes this huge ripple effect, right? So please, and I see that I have some other people on here that are coaches, and might maybe a little different than I am, but I'd love to hear your responses as well and how you feel about this, because it's hard to watch other people and you don't know their stories, right? Nobody knows, and I put myself out there, that I went through menopause again when I was in my 30s. So I slowly gained it thinking it was something else, and didn't understand the root cause, didn't understand where to go. And I just kept dieting and exercising more. And it just made it that much worse. Like I just kept getting that much more upset with myself, especially as a fitness instructor. So that's when I got deeper into understanding how to calm the nervous system down and use the mindset to find food freedom, so that I don't feel like I'm on a diet anymore. I'm not on a diet. I've kept the weight off for 5 years. My clients continuously work with me just in classes and all the other stuff after they've lost their weight, because they understand that there's a growing process and that it is sustainable in the right way. So drastic diets, drastic exercise, hard cardio, stressing about what you look like, all those things cause that cortisol to go up. When we can let go of all of that, not easy, but we can let go of all of that, dig deep into the root cause, and then the weight just comes off, right? Or your lean body mass goes up. You eat more and more and more. I eat more now than I ever have. My clients eat way more than they ever have. And they are not tired. They have more energy, more productive. They slide their pants on. I have a client that works at a retail store, and she literally is like, I'm so excited. I can just literally just grab something off the racks and I could slide it on. I know what size I am. And I just wear it and it feels good. I don't have to think about it anymore. It doesn't stress me out. Even in a retail store, right? There's a mirror all the time. You're looking at other people. You're trying to be positive and motivating to that other person. Meanwhile, you're feeling a certain way inside. Wouldn't it feel amazing to not have that weight on your shoulders all the time? And maybe it's not all the time for some people, but is it important to you? And what is that why allows you to break free of that? So these are all things that we talk about, that we break into, that we create those blockages to calm the nervous system down, to reduce those cortisol spikes. And how do we deal with that stress in our bodies rather than just our minds, so both our mind and body, so that we can have the energy, sleep better, less aches in our body, right? Because it causes inflammation in our joints, causes inflammation in our belly, that gut health, and all of that circles back into the rest of our body. And that's what causes that cortisol spike. That's what causes us to want to hold on to that body fat. Again, generally that visceral fat, that belly fat, to protect our organs. So imagine if your organs are working like a 20 and a 30-year-old because all that cortisol is out of your body. And again, we need cortisol. We need it for emergencies. We need it to protect us at times, right? To run, to flight, but we don't need it on a constant basis. So how do we get rid of that? How do we manage that and monitor it in a way that's healthy, that's positive, so that you can live the rest of your life in a state of bliss, in a state of joy, in a state of zen. I'm not saying every day is fabulous, right? We have hard days. I don't care who you are, you have a hard day, but you know how to deal with it. You look at things differently. Your body reacts differently. It's not storing that weight, even in your head, right? We think about like heavy in our shoulders, heavy in our mind. When we can let that go, all that energy flows smoothly. So if you have questions with this, I would love to chat with you if this resonates with you, but the weight falls off. It literally falls off. You are not dieting ever again. Imagine just walking into a party and one, feeling like you are the badass, most amazing person to yourself, like we're not comparing, and you just feel so confident when you walk in. And maybe everyone, you think everyone's like looking, not in a vain way, but you just feel that good. And you walk in and you don't care about the food table, and you can still go there, but it's not a stressful situation. You can enjoy your friends and you're not thinking about all the other things. You're enjoying the moment, right? Imagine putting on those pants and that bathing suit, right? We're getting to the end of the summer, but shed that stuff off and you go ahead and you put on that bathing suit and you just rock it like the 40, 45, 50, 60-year-old woman that you are, and be proud of that. Imagine that. Like it is a priceless moment and a thing that you can have on a constant basis. It's all comes from here. So that's what I want more women to feel, and not feel like they're stuck or frustrated and feeling frumpy or feeling like this is it, the fight is over, I'm broken. Those things are not true. You are a beautiful person now, but you can also work on those other things in the process. Right? So I hope this resonates with you. My name is Michelle Rotel. I work with women over 40 going through menopause to find food freedom, to have the energy and confidence and sexy lifestyle that they deserve to have. And if you have questions or would like to chat, I do offer a free consultation. So please feel free to message me, and we can chat about that and see if this program works for you. But it is life changing. And if you're under 40 and you're listening to this and you have the opportunity to find that before and have those extra 10, 15, 20 years of not feeling like you are in your own body anymore, message me, because I do work with some clients that are under 30. And honestly, I wish I had someone that could talk me through what I was going through for a very long time. And so I wish I was able to have something like this too. So I don't know anyone else that does what I do. We do mindset, we do nutrition, we do our workouts. It is all encompassing, and without one, that triangle will fall. We have to have all three components, and that's the part that's so important. So I will talk to you later. I hope this helps. I hope this makes more sense to you of what's going on with you. And if this resonates, message me. Have a great day, and I will see you